I just reached an important milestone in my CDL school, so I have been studying the online course material that I was given to pass the CDL written exam, and so I have done that. I spent the last week, every spare chance I could get studying for this thing. Yesterday, I spent the entire day studying it, and it took me about 10 hours straight to get through the rest of the material, but it's pretty easy to understand, and I was passing all the practice tests really well, so I decided that I was probably ready for taking the actual CDL written test. I felt really well prepared, and I didn't really want to wait. Not to mention, I'm pretty much working straight up until Christmas. I think I only have one day off before Christmas, so I wanted to get this done before then, so that I can start in January doing all of the stuff that I have to do in person, all the driving portions, all the inspections, stuff like that. So yesterday I signed up to take my CDL written exam with all of the endorsements that I'm probably going to get, and I was able to get in today because for whatever reason that Department of Licensing was really slow, and all the other Department of Licenses in the area seemed to be super busy, and it was a really convenient location for me because I fortunately had an eye doctor appointment just to follow up for my contacts. Everything's good there. So that was the plan, and it all went smoothly with one exception. So when I went to go take the exam, they had a problem with my address, and I'm not really sure what the problem is because I've been using this address for 3 years now. I've renewed my driver's license, I've registered and sold vehicles from this address, and I have all my bills at this address. It hasn't ever been an issue before, but for whatever reason, they seemed really concerned about this address and said basically that I wasn't going to be able to get my permit, the actual permit, mailed to me because my address wasn't right. And so I don't know exactly what is wrong with my address, but they decided that I was allowed to take the test and pay for my permit, and so I decided to agree to do that. I figure if there is some sort of problem and I don't get my permit, there's actually a number to call, and I can figure out whatever the issue is and get that sorted out. I mean, I'm not trying to do anything crazy here. There's lots of truck drivers that live out of their trucks and don't necessarily rent or own houses, so I don't think that's the issue, but maybe it is. But whatever the case, I went in, took the test, I passed all my tests, no problem. I was really happy with that. So now I have my temporary permit, which I should be able to use for a month. I should know within like 7 to 10 days, something like that, when my actual permit, the official permit, is supposed to show up in my mailbox. We'll see what happens, but I'm actually a little bit concerned now because despite the fact that I actually did pass this test and I should be able to get through most of CDL school, I don't know that I'm going to actually get my actual permit, and this could be a problem again when I go to apply for my actual commercial driver's license. So hopefully this is just some sort of temporary thing. The Department of Licensing here has an area that you can log into, and so you can look at things like your driver's license and all your registered vehicles and unregistered vehicles even, everything that's ever been registered to you. And so I tried to do that, and it said my account was locked. And so that's a little bit concerning as well. So I don't know what's going on, but I contacted my CDL school because I have everything that I need to continue with the CDL program, and I haven't heard back from them yet, but hopefully everyone's in on the loop. I'm just a little bit concerned about this address problem, but for some reason I just have a really bad feeling about this. This is one of those things where I guess technically I make enough money where I could rent an apartment, but if I was renting an apartment, then I wouldn't be able to go to CDL school because I wouldn't have the money, and I wouldn't be able to take any time off work. It would just be, 60, 70-hour weeks for me, possibly doing multiple jobs. And so I specifically am living in my car so I can save more money. And someday I would like to have my own property of some sort. I can't do that unless I have a lot more money and my income is higher. And so that's what this whole thing was about, was increasing my income. But here we are. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I guess I'll find out soon.